All right, Kent.
All right.
How are you doing, mate? You
Good.
all right? Yeah, we've never met before, have we?
No.
And Craig, we've met loads of
We have
times.
indeed.
Yeah. Okay. So, law student and magician with 30 years experience.
No.
Yeah, easy. But if I asked you what a card mechanic was, you would know what
I
a card
would indeed,
mechanic was, and so would you, Kent. We discussed it. Yeah. So, basically, it's safe to say that a card mechanic is somebody who uses his super dexterous sleight of hand skills or his trained memory to give him an unfair advantage in a game of cards. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not a card mechanic, but I am obsessed with card mechanics, and I love the work that they do when they do these exercises, and I do them. Yeah, I'm going to show you just a few of the exercises that they do. Is that all right? Yeah. So the first one, we'll start off easy. It's just involving something called the memory palace. So what I'm gonna do, just give them a little mix up like that. I'm gonna turn these over one at a time. Just do half a deck, and I'm gonna remember just the colours, the sequence of the colours. So where there's a red card or where there's a black card. So I'm not interested in the suits or the values. Okay. All right. And Craig, could you just in your head silently just count to 26? Stop me at 26 so they'll go past.
Stop.
Okay. All right, now then, so I've remembered them that way. So I'm going to look at Kent, and when I call out a colour, I think the first one's black. You turn it over so everybody else can see it. Okay, so we'll start off with black. Then it's red. Then red again. Then black. Then red. Then red. Then black. Then red. Then black. Black. Red. Red. Black. Red. Black. Black. Red. Black. Red. Red. Black. Black. Then red. Black. Red. And finally red. Okay. 100%. All right. So this next bit now. I'll tell you what, Craig. Can you do us a riffle shuffle, please? I can tell he's been to many casinos. All right. Nice one. All right. Ken, could you deal me down a quarter of the deck, which is 13 cards, just face down? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is merge the memory palace with a rapid multiplication system that Jack L. Trachtenberg invented. Have you heard of Jack L. Trachtenberg? He invented speed mathematics. So I'm going to turn these cards over, and within a split second, I'm going to get a mental image of them. Then I'm going to count up the values. So we're not playing blackjack at the moment. So the values of the cards are, in a standard deck of cards, ace is 1, jack is 11, queen is 12, king is 13. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, that'll do. And they add up to 91. Craig, will you do us the honours and just turn each card over and count them up loud?
Help me count.
Okay.
7,
11,
20,
26,
28,
yeah, 40,
40, 50,
50, 63, 66, 71, 79, 80, and 91.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Right, so what we're going to do now, we are going to use the picture cards as you would in blackjack. So the picture cards are worth 10 in the game of blackjack. So if you deal another 13 cards down for me, please, Kent. Okay, so give him a little shuffle up as well. And Craig, if you just take 2 cards out. Let's have a look first. That'll do me. So if you take 2 cards out from anywhere, I'll turn away, and then put them down, face down there, and put your hand over them as well, just in case at this point you think that the cards are marked. Okay. So I've memorised what was there within a split second. I'm going to try and work out what cards Craig has got. I think you have got an ace and a 4.
Yep, yes, and 4.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so this next one is a little bit more difficult because if I have retained all that information there, if I've done what I'm saying I'm doing and I've remembered all these, then without looking at these, I should know what's in this pile. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you give them a mix up, Ken. Okay, this time, Craig, if you take out a poker hand, take out 5 cards from anywhere and pop them there and put your hand over the top. Okay. So what I've got to do now, Ken, is harder because I've got to remember what was in there and look at what's in here and try and work out what Craig's got. This normally takes about 30 to 40 seconds. Or you can hold them to your face if you want, Craig, and as I call them out, if it's correct, just put them down. So I think you've got an ace. I think you've done quite well here, Craig. I think you've got a 9 and 2 10s and a queen. All red cards. Yeah, so that was a little bit more difficult. This next one, chaps, is this isn't memory. This is physical. So I've got an ability to dead cut to cards. So for instance, like when I was training to do this, I would say to myself, I'll cut 10. I would go in and I would cut 10 cards and they'd become dexterous to it. Then you start to get the visuals on it, so you can look at what 10 is, and it gets easier and easier. Then you'd set yourself certain parameters, and I might say something like 17 and just work at that. And then what I did, I gave myself a handicap because I was getting good at it. Put my hands in ice, and then doing it. You've got no feeling in your fingers. And then I started to blindfold myself like Mr. Miyagi off the Karate Kid, and I was cutting them, and then I was getting close. So I'm going to do that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 31 cards. And the reason I'm going to cut 31 cards is because I've been tracking a card amongst all these shuffles and the cuts, and the card I need is at the 31st position. So I'm going to look at you. I'm not going to look at the deck, and I'm going to cut 31 cards. Okay. So I might miss. It goes something like that. Okay. So if we've got these digital scales here. You've got a calculator on your phone as well. So if this is 31 cards, this will weigh between 50 and 51 grams because each card weighs 1.6 grams, but there's a tolerance of about 0.1 of a gram on each card on the heavy side. So they're never lighter than 1.6. So doing the maths quickly, 51 grams. So 51 divided by 1.6 should be 31. So just let me check the weight first. So if you just confirm what the weight is there.
50.7.
50.7. Pretty good, eh? Not bad. So if you do 51, I'll tell you what, let's do 50.7
8.7.
divided by 1.6. 31.6875. So because it's above 0.5, it could lead you to believe that you've got 32 cards. But because, like I said earlier, there's a slight tolerance on the heavy side, then I'm going to, by experience and, I feel lucky that there will be 31 cards there. So, Craig, if you just do the honours, and if you just count down, turning over each card and count them, and hopefully there'll be 31, but I want you to keep the 31st card face down.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31.
Keep that one face down. Now, how do I prove that I've been tracking that card? So that's where this red envelope comes in, because in here I've got a few cards that are going to prove that that is the very card that I need. Okay? And it goes right in there. And this makes it perfect. And the lesson learned here is that you should never, ever play cards with a card mechanic. Like me. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ken.